The Local Women's Sport Podcast with Denise Watson is brought to you by Go. Fueling sport.
Hello and welcome to the Local Women's Sport Podcast sponsored by Go. I'm Denise Watson and today with me I have an Olympian, the wonderful swimmer Grace Davison. You're very welcome, Grace.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
You have had such a busy year, but for a start, thank you for coming out of school because obviously you're still at Strathearn and trying to balance your studies with your swimming.
Yeah, so I'm in lower sixth now doing my A-levels this year. So I'm doing maths, physics and business. So yeah, it is definitely a juggle. I think I'm used to it now. I would have said last year was hard, like balancing going into an Olympics and my GCSEs. But yeah, I'm getting used to it and the school are really accommodating with everything. And my parents really helped me a lot as well. So
swimming as a sport, taking you right back, was it in the family? Was there an interest there, or was it something at school that influenced you?
Yeah, so I actually hated swimming when I was younger. So my sister swam, and I think I always liked to be the best, and she was so much better than me. So she's 4 years older than me. She went to an international level. She represented Ireland at European Youth Olympics, and then she went on to do rowing actually for Ireland. So yeah, she was always better than me and I kind of wanted to push myself against her, and I think you start to enjoy the sport the better you get, and as I kept improving at a young age I started to enjoy it a lot more. So yeah, probably credits to her for starting swimming.
Yeah. Was it Arts Swimming Club you were with?
Yeah, so I'm with Arts Swimming Club. I've been with Arts Swimming Club since I was 8 years old. I've came through all the stepping stones,
Yes.
the different squads. And yeah, I love it. It's the best club, has the best results. So yeah.
You've a wonderful coach down there, of course, as well.
Yeah. So my coach is Curtis Coulter. I've worked with him for coming up to 4 years now. So it was after COVID. So I wasn't allowed to swim during COVID. Even then, when people tapered back in, I was too young and not as good. So I wasn't in the pool. So he came in after COVID and did a few sessions a week. And I think we always loved when he was there, even though he's only doing a few sessions a week at this time, because I think coming into the session, a new coach, he should probably be really nice to us, but he was always taking the mick out of us and just joking around with us, which we really enjoyed. So yeah, from then we moved on and he became the head coach of Ards. We worked a lot closer together and yeah, we've been working with each other ever since. So.
You just gel with each other. He obviously saw a potential Olympian in you. At what stage was that?
I don't know. I think he started to realise we were, like, personality-wise, we were very similar people. And his coach, because he swam at an international level, Commonwealth Games, World Championships, everything like that. His coach is still in Arts, so Nelson Lindsay, who coaches Bethany Firth. Yes. He would say we are almost identical and that I'm karma for Curtis.
Yeah.
So, but no, Curtis, I love working with him, and yeah, he can be a pain sometimes when it's the early mornings and the sessions are really hard. But I think when I instantly like dive into the pool, he knows whether I'm tired or like a certain stroke thing or like so little things. Like he just knows instantly because we've worked together so long now. So yeah.
But the early mornings and obviously having to rely on mum or dad to take you down. Yes.
Not anymore.
Oh no, you can drive now.
Yeah,
Can you drive?
drive, yeah.
When did you pass your test?
So my birthday was in August and I passed like 20 days later.
Oh, brilliant.
So my parents were like, you're passing fast. So I was just doing like loads of lessons. But yeah, no, it's so much handier even for me, and as much as them, like they don't do any early mornings anymore, which I think is probably a blessing because they've done a lot over the years, especially like my sister and me. It's probably like 10 years of early morning starts, but it's really good to be able to drive now, and I think it just makes everything easier as well.
Yeah.
Just the logistics.
Your
of things.
independence, I suppose, as well. But you obviously thrive in that discipline. I mean, not everybody. The swimming's not a sport for everybody. It's individual sport. You're out there on your own. You don't have a team around you, and you're obviously competing at the highest level. But you sacrifice a lot of things, and at a young age. But you're prepared to do that.
Yeah, I am. I think like you always have to sacrifice things, but as much as swimming is an individual sport, I have a really great team around me in both, like at an Ireland level, the group of international swimmers I get on really, really well with, and the girls in Paris, you know, we're all really, really close. Also then just at a local level in Ards, the squad I train with, I've trained with most of them for a really long time now. One of the girls in particular, I've known her from when I was 8, when I joined arts. So we've been pretty much like best friends ever since.
That's
so
good.
I think just to be on the journey with those guys, whether they're at an international level or not, we push each other every day in training. I train with the guys quite a lot, but like we push each other every day, and I think it's a really special dynamic that we have. We all want each other to do the best that they can, which is really special.
Yeah.
The Local Women's Sport Podcast with Denise Watson is brought to you by Go. Fueling sport.
So obviously we'll talk to you about Paris soon, but your journey to there was European Youth Olympics. Was that your first big major competition, or the Worlds?
Do you mean like when I was younger?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I had a pretty in I think it was 2022 was when Birmingham was Commonwealth Games. Yeah. So I that summer went to trials, which are usually in April. Qualified for 3 competitions. So I went to EYOF, so European Youth Olympics, which was in Slovakia, and then flew to European Juniors, which was in Romania, and then went straight to Commonwealth Games, which is in Birmingham. So like it was a really crazy summer, and I think I was 14 years old at the time, so I was really thrown in the deep end.
But you did so well.
Yeah, like I gained a lot of experience that summer. I think just international competitions are not the same as local competitions in the fact there's so much added, like with the environment around you, like food is always different, not always very nice, and sleeping conditions, and it was the same kind of at EYOF as Olympics, you know, like the proper like hard cardboard beds and everything, so it's stuff like that. But no, that was like a big summer of experience for me. And then obviously Commonwealth Games was a huge thing and is coming up in 2026. So to be on a relay with 3 other girls that I'm really, really good friends with then and now, I was pretty much the baby of the group. Like they were all adults and I was 14, but they really took me under their wing and looked after me. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. It was probably one of my favourite competitions.
Very good. And then of course with Paris, you would have been then looking ahead to Paris and where you're going to make it. So the qualification process, was that tough, or did you actually like knocked seconds off times, didn't you? The Irish records and everything?
Yeah, so I don't think, like when I was asked about it in like interviews and things, I'd always say, no, my focus is on 2028.
Yeah.
Like 2024, I don't think I was going to make, like I didn't think I was going to make. So it was like September, October time, we got a call that I was going to World Championships the relay qualification, you have to be top 16 out of all the countries. And Ireland were sitting 15th going into the second World Championships, which is kind of like a tricky spot. You're probably not going to get in. So after I went to Worlds, and after the second World Championships, we were 17th. So we were out, but the medley relay was in. So that's when my focus kind of changed. For the freestyle relay, I had to be top 4 freestylers, but for the medley, you had to be the top.
Yeah.
So that obviously made things a lot harder. So me and Curtis kind of really focused on the 100 freestyle, which is something I hadn't done before. Like I was doing the 100 freestyle competitions, and getting good enough times, but I was never focusing on it. And then I really started to focus on it, and that's when I saw the improvement.
With his direction.
Yeah. Like every single day, everything was for the 100 freestyle. I think a lot of the changes we made were technical stuff, like really, really small things, but they all added up. And then we went to trials. So trials was like right through my GCSEs. So it actually worked out lucky that
you back in the car with your revision books.
Yeah, so it worked out lucky. I had like some before I went for trials, and then some when I came back.
Yeah.
So it was heat semi-finals, and then after trials, I was going in like I was the fastest swim in the final at trials. So I was going in with a good chance, but it's always just you just never know.
Yeah.
And then we finally got the call in I think May time.
What was it like in your house?
Yeah. So I think we knew, but we didn't, like, it was, you just never know. So to get that rubber stamp, it was really special.
Yeah.
I think we were all in tears maybe, but
yeah, of course.
Just excitement and yeah.
And you seem to take it in your stride. You're remarkably mature for 17 years old. I mean, you really are. You seem to take everything in your stride.
I feel like because I've been doing it from such a young age, and all the girls that usually I go the girls and guys that I go away with on the big competitions are all older than me, so I kind of look up to them and move on with them kind of. But yeah, no, it was a big deal, and I think I only really processed everything after Paris and sat down and was like, oh my word, like I've been to the Olympics at 16. But yeah, no, that just makes me like want to keep working harder and moving on to 2020.
2020 is right in your grasp.
2026.
Oh, and 2026, of course, the Commonwealth's first. Yeah. In terms of the team around you with Team Ireland, I mean, Daniel Whiffen, the gold medal winner in that team, and to have that sort of success, it must have just buoyed everybody.
Yeah, so I think Mona got the first medal, and we were all in the stands, and I think we all knew Mona could get a medal, but she was the unexpected one, like the one that no one ever knew for sure.
Yeah.
And we were in the stands, and it was probably one of the best races. Like, it was so close. Like, she easily could have been first just as much as she could have been 6th or 7th. Do you know what I mean? So to get her hand on the wall as third was unbelievable. So we were all crying in the stands because we knew how much it meant for her. And then I think Daniel's might have been like the next day or something. And, you know, the medals just like literally kept coming in, which you don't usually say for Ireland in swimming. So for like Daniel to come away with 2 medals, a gold and a bronze, is unbelievable. And I think we all know Daniel's character. He probably just wants more. Like, he'll want to go to 2028.
He's young as well, so it's somebody that you will have with you going through Team Ireland.
No, I really like Daniel. He's a good role model, and he'll always give you good advice on stuff. I know he's given me a lot of advice on universities and stuff like that. But yeah, Daniel, I think he'll definitely be wanting more. So
were you thinking about Loughborough as a university?
I think I'm going into, so I'll be making decisions like September sort of time. But I think my parents always say like options is the best thing to have.
Yeah, of course.
Options like I have, and that could be staying at home, that could be going to a UK uni, or that could be going further afield. But I think just keeping open options, and I'll choose primarily like the best place for me, and then for school and swimming.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what's your favourite discipline? I know I'm putting you on the spot with this, but you know, you're so good at so many, and then you know, which one would you see yourself winning a medal in?
It depends on the day. Like, I feel like I usually always do 100 and 200 freestyle, and then 200 IM. They're probably my main 3. And then, but I do throw in like loads of other things. Like, I'm going to a competition next week in Edinburgh, and I'm doing loads of different events. So I do like to keep changing things up because it keeps it interesting. And doing loads of different strokes does help the IM. So yeah.
In terms of role models for you, who would they be? Would they be swimmers, or have you just got somebody in your life you actually listen to? I know I've met you twice that I've met you before. Your dad was always with you.
Yeah, no.
And I know your mum's a great supporter too.
I think my parents for sure. I know I can always go to them basically on anything. They give the best advice, and they've been through the sport with my sister, and I also watch everyone else go through the sport. So I think they're definitely a huge role model. They're both role models in my life. Also probably my coach. Like, I get a lot of my advice from him because he was a swimmer. Like, he's been and done all the things I've done.
Yeah.
All the competitions, apart from Paris, but like, he's done them all.
Yeah.
And he knows what everything's like, and I think mistakes he made, he makes sure I'll never make them, or I just learn from his mistakes. But like, he wants the best for me moving forward. So yeah, I'd say he's probably a role model of mine. And it's just someone I can go to for any advice, whether that be swimming related or not. You know, like, I think he is my coach, but we're also really good friends, like outside of the pool as well. So
yeah, and Commonwealths will be special, let's say, because it's Northern Ireland, and you're competing against the best in the Commonwealth, but not maybe the Olympics. So you maybe can set yourselves maybe higher targets at your age. Yeah,
I think Commonwealths I always love. Like, it's basically swimmers' only chance to represent Northern Ireland. So it's always a great competition. I really enjoy multi-sport competitions. I think they're really fun to go see other sports as well. But yeah, Commonwealth is soon approaching, so I'd really love to get an individual qualification time, and then once you have that, you know, you've got the same lane everyone else does. So it really it's just hard work and see how far you can get in the process. I think Commonwealth is straight, like, it's just finals, heats and finals. So yeah, it's how far you can get in the process.
Absolutely. And your height's obviously a massive advantage too as well. You're 6'2".
Yeah, I'm 6'2". So I'm hoping I'm stopping growing, but I don't think I am. Like, I really don't.
If it's an advantage to you in your sport, I'd take that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, and you wanted to word, I think you've already mentioned Strathearn School being so supportive to you, yeah.
Yeah, so my school are really supportive to me. They help me out with loads of things. All my teachers, they understand my sport. They understand that I'm going to miss classes for certain things, but they're really accommodating of it. Mm-hmm. They give me all the catch-up work in advance. And even when I go away for competitions for extended period of times, they're always really supportive on that. And also they keep up to date. Even over the summer, they kept fully up to date with Paris and all my competitions. They're always up to date. And we have a really good sports department at school. We have loads of people actually competing for Ulster or whatever that might be, but in hockey and loads of different sports. So we're definitely a very sporty school. Yeah. We like our hockey, that's for sure, in the school. But yeah.
So you will be asked back at some point to give out prizes to all the junior school
maybe
in
a sports day or something like that. I went actually, was it last year? We went to the Penrith, the Strathearn Prep school gala, and I helped out, which is always really fun because the kids really love it. They know they're not very good at swimming, but they are so competitive with each other. And there was a few girls that were really, really good in there. So I think it's really nice to see the talent coming through. Yeah. I also see that I do a few skills clinics or stuff like that with the club. In ours, and just to see the young ones coming through it's really special because that was you one day, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I think it's really easy to be
keeping the cycle going.
Yeah, it's easy to just be oh, they're really young and it's fine, but they're the next generation, they're the ones coming through. So it is really exciting to look at.
Yeah, you've got such a great future ahead of you. We wish you all the best. I have no doubt you will be on the podium, honestly.
Hopefully, one day, yeah.
You will indeed. Yeah. You will indeed. So congratulations and good luck in your A-levels.
Yes.
As well, of course. You've got those to come.
Okay,
thank you.
Thanks
very much.
The Local Women's Sport Podcast with Denise Watson is brought to you by Go. Fueling Sport.